As I said in the previous 7 videos, in November 1996, when I used to live alone in Mohammedia near Casablanca, I was led by the voice of the perpetrators I am calling here Companions 96. In this 8th video, I talk about the communications that the voice of Companions 96 had with me in Rabat and Saleh, the 2 towns of Morocco. At that period, I was in a state of partial madness. My name is Aslaf Mohammed. I am 61 old and I am a native of El Ayoun near Oujda, some 600 kilometers away from Casablanca. So, during another night in Rabat, using the credulity of my partial madness, the voice of Companions 96 guided me to Agdal and Swissi sites in Rabat. The voice first led me in the neighborhood of the ex-Rabat Hilton Hotel in Swissi site, then in the small Swissi eucalyptus forest. Then from there, the voice ordered me to go down Omar ibn Khattab Boulevard, the one that ends at the roundabout where France Boulevard ends in Agdal site. With distinct instructions, the voice led me in front of the name panel of the lane that branches off that boulevard Omar ibn Khattab at my left. Then the voice ordered me to read the legible words of that lane's name. What I read then was as follows: Street Abu Hanifa. This name Hanifa is a female name that is rare in Morocco. The first and last girl that I have known and who bears this name Hanifa had been in the same Muhammadia literature faculty I had been in myself as a university student, but she left the faculty in year 1995 after she graduated, when I left it only in year 1997 without I graduated. In fact, I admired that girl without I had any relationship with her. I only approached her once, gave her a novel as a present, and then talked to her about marriage. She refused my suggestion, and it was the end of it all. So, just after I read the lane's name, Street Abu Hanifa, on the panel, there in Swissi site, the voice of Companion 96 told me distinctly in Arabic on a tone of alarm, "You idiot, run! Run faster! Hanifa's relatives are chasing us." Due to my psychological vulnerability of that period, I believed the alert by the voice and actually started to run, to flee, actually imagining that Hanifa's relatives were after me. To mention this female student that I tried to approach in the university premises in Mohammedia means that Companions 96, the perpetrators of my tortures in November 1996, were following me even in the university before the of the kidnapping 1996. I have been a targeted individual even though I had been a civil servant of the Ministry of Interior for 33 years. In fact, I worked in Sidi Barnossi Mayor Santa in Casablanca, in Beni Khlef Louisiana Mayor Santa Nia Muhammadia, and in El Ayoun Mayor Santa Nia Oujda, and all these administrations are of the Ministry of Interior. Here I relate what had occurred at the morning of another day of the period November 1996, when I was led by the voice of Companion 96 in a state of partial madness in Saleh near Ribat. That morning, Companions 96 arranged it for me so that I was placed in a standing posture near the benches of the small park located between the two eastern monumental walls gates that are called Bab Khamis and Bab Marisa in Old Saleh Medina. My eyes were looking at the high wall in front of which there was the well-mule system Sania in former times. During the following actions I was subjected to there, as clamped as I was, I had been half conscious of my body states, but I had been strictly unable to change them or move. Tightly fixed there, I felt as if I knew directly the subject of the following discussions with the voice of Companions 96. It felt like an occasion of appointment to a job or mission. It was a kind of negotiation in which Companion 96 intended to check the result of their taming of me via torches. Besides the physical clamping, a strangling emotion of fear and weakness was crippling me then. The voice then asked me, while I had still been motionless, "What do you request from us?" I replied, while in fact I felt that a military job was what I must ask for, just enough to live with, a shelter. I felt then as if military tanks and cannons were aimed at me from behind. The voice added, "And what else?" I replied, deeply hesitating. "And the same for my parents." The voice was then, during that negotiation, an acoustic duplicate of the voice of Lahmima Muhammad, the yoga instructor whose courses I attended for some months in year 1994-1995 in Casablanca. As a final reply to my request for a living means without any commitments, the voice told me in Arabic, "You don't deserve anything of what you have requested." Then the voice of Companions 96 added the Arabic formula, "It was as if we have never seen each other." Then after a short moment of strong, poignant disappointment, a deep relief went through my being, because I felt that Companions 96, their tanks and cannons, had vanished, and I was released from the psychological clamp again. Then my mind's state changed to the confusion of partial madness, and I took again my free peregrinations in Saleh. I tell now the events I lived in another night in November 1996 in Rabat during my partial madness, still led by the voice of Companions 96. That night, I had first been roaming in the surroundings of a karate shotokai dojo I had been practicing in year 1979-1980 in Yaqub Mansour site, G5th block, when I used to abide in the university residence Suisse First in Rabat. I was then thinking of an ex-mate of that karate club, and he abided in that area. I didn't dare to look for that ex-mate, even though I still remembered where his family house was there. I then entered in a humble market of vegetables in that area, and I took an open plastic milk packet and put it on the top of my head. Then I headed to the central Rabat with strong determination. I went straight to the guards of the General Police Department near Justice Ministry headquarters, just a block away from Boulevard Mohammed V in central Rabat. I complained to the guards from the chaps that were disturbing me with voice orders, to it, Companions 96 and their voice. One of the police guards told me to go to Hassan's site to complain about that, but I didn't knew then that there was a local police station in Hassan's site in Rabat. I just boasted then in front of the guards. There is no such thing in Hassan's site, because I know Hassan's site as I studied in sciences faculty in Rabat for 3 years between 1978 and 1981. From that police general department, I went to the Boulevard Mohammed V near Parliament headquarters. There, at the lower end of the Palms Park, in front of the ex-General Treasury, there was a fountain filled with water. I climbed on the edge of that fountain and dived headfirst in the water. There was enough water for a madman to drown, but I struggled till I rejoined the side of wall of the fountain, and I managed to get out of the water. I haven't learned to swim in my life. From there, still shivering from the cold of the wet clothes, I went by Hassan II Boulevard till I reached your Jama' site. Fortunately, it was not Burgreg River that was flowing in Boulevard Mohammed V in Rabat. I will take again relating the rest of the experiences I lived with the voice of Companions 96 in November 1996 in the next video, the video 19th. As reference for voices technology, you have the following book: